All right. Good morning. Good morning. So we should be having this live stream this morning on YouTube, Gab, Periscope, Twitch, and Facebook. We are in the process of building up our new Facebook page back up, as well as our Gab page. So if you guys, this is the time to go ahead and share it out and get people going, get them going here. And again, it's supposed to be scheduled for 8 a.m. We're at 7:57 now, so hopefully soon it should be kicking off. All right, so welcome for everybody who's just dropping in. This is going to be broadcasting President Trump's remarks at the National Prayer Breakfast. We are waiting for it to begin. It is scheduled to start at 8 a.m. I'm not sure how punctual they are going to be. We have seen regularly that the press briefings are a little bit behind schedule, so it's possible that this could be the same thing, but we aren't sure. Right now, we're just waiting with you guys, and so go ahead and share it out, guys. Invite your friends. Retweet it if you're on Periscope. Throw up the hearts, the likes. Let's get it going. We got to build up our new Facebook page, so we need everyone's help. You guys on Facebook who are dropping in early here, if you guys could do us a favor and kind of share this out, let people know that we have a new Patriot Media page because Facebook deleted our old one. So we'd appreciate it. Thank you. For everybody just dropping in, welcome. I know this is a little bit boring here. We just got the scrolling thing across the screen. In fact, give me 1 sec, guys. I might be able to. 1 second. Okay. So actually, let's see. I don't have the lighting up, but while we're waiting, I just thought I'd show you guys a couple things. I'm about to go make myself some coffee and everything. I wasn't prepared to actually come on camera, but make it here in a minute. But anyway, so what you're looking at right now, guys, this is our Gab page. So it's gab.ai/Patriot Media. You'll see it scrolling across the screen as we do the live broadcast. So that's that. We also have our Instagram page, JG Patriot Media on Instagram. feel free to follow us over there. And also, guys, if you like what we've been doing at Patriot Media, this is our Patreon page, patreon.com/Patriot Media. We have 125 patrons. Thank you to you guys. We have a goal of 1,500 that we've been trying to reach. It's actually fluctuates. So we just thought we'd talk about that. And actually, there we go. So let me, hold on one sec, guys. You know what? Let me see if this helps. Okay. That's probably a little better. Let's see if it focuses. There we go. Okay. I look like garbage. It's first thing in the morning. This light is really bright. Let's see what's going on here. Has it started yet? Let's see. I'm not sure if it started yet, but it doesn't look like it. So we're just going to hang out and wait for it to begin. But all of our social media is scrolling along the bottom there, guys. So if you are watching us in some one of these other places, feel free to follow us over there. And our Gab is really what we're trying to build up because there's no censorship. So they won't actually take down our posts. They won't ban my account. They won't delete my page. You know, typical stuff that Facebook does, pretty much. I hope the video's coming all right. I finally found this other webcam. So I'm actually using this instead of my big camera setup. Just because I think that the quality should be good enough for this type of stuff. The other camera I use for something else. Maybe another angle once I get everything set up, that kind of thing. So yeah, as you can see, people here on Facebook, this is our new page. We're trying to grow it slowly but surely. We are still here. Steve says, "Great job you're doing, Josh, on YouTube." Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, look, it is what it is, guys. You know, Facebook wants to do what they're doing, and we're just gonna have to do what we're gonna do. And that's why we're pushing out our other places besides Facebook, because Facebook is a trap, guys. Facebook is a trap. You get sucked in and you don't want to leave, and then they ban you and they remove you from being able to do anything on it whenever they want. It's like they like creating their own little ecosystem and having complete control over it. So I'm here because you basically have to be here, and we're just growing the other areas because that way people won't have to deal with the nonsense. So gab.ai/Patriot Media, that's where I would direct you. We're also on Periscope, YouTube, all these other places. Let's see if this works. Probably not. Yeah, of course not. Is there a way I can do this? Let me see. All right, guys, I'm going to be back momentarily here. I'm just going to take myself off a video, but we're going to leave this running. So if I happen to be stepped away as it starts, you guys will be able to hear it. But there'll be a little bit of light commentary, me talking. We'll see how long we can go for. I do have to get ready for work, but I do plan on trying to broadcast this whole thing somehow. So we'll make it work. But I'll be right back, guys. I'm just making coffee. I'll be back in a couple minutes, guys. Supposed to start at 8. We're at 8:09. They're running behind schedule. Typical of the White House. Yes, I'm not sure how long behind schedule. Basically, they're running. I don't know how far along they are. I have no way of telling that. I'm right along with you guys. I'm just trying to provide the stream here, so you guys can have it on here. Maybe give a little bit of commentary, that kind of thing. We're just sitting tight, guys. Hey guys, I know this is taking a little bit longer than expected. Unfortunately, I don't have any control over that. So feel free to jump out, jump in, share it a little bit so people have another place to come watch this. I'm sure this is going to be live streaming from multiple places. Um, I try to do these sort of streams when I can. I think they're fun and educational at the same time. Lets people actually hear what the president is saying instead of the translated garbage that you hear from the mainstream media all the time. So I thought I'd make it a little bit interesting. So if you guys noticed, if you're watching, you can see all of the other social media platforms scrolling across the bottom of the screen. If you like Patriot Media and you like what we're doing, if you're familiar with us on Facebook before our page was deleted, if you're new to Patriot Media, new to myself, never heard of me, never seen me, these are the sites where you can connect with us. The Gab is one we're trying to grow. Gab.ai. Our Instagram is also really doing well. We got a lot of people on Instagram that really like the stuff we post up there. Gab is cool because you won't get deleted. Your stuff won't get deleted. You won't get banned. You won't get put in any kind of jail. It is free speech. It's up and coming. So they have over 400,000 users now, which when you think of a place like Facebook is nothing, but that's still quite an accomplishment for the length of time that they've been doing this. So we're trying to take part in it now because I like what they're doing, and I think there is some kind of future there. Yeah, so as you can see, guys, I'm just sitting here along with you. I just got some coffee here. Nose is a little runny this morning. Allergies, except I don't have allergies, so I get all the symptoms of allergies, but I actually am not allergic to anything. I don't really get it. So I showed this before, but for people who are jumping in here, this is our Instagram page here, JG Patriot Media. You can find us there. We got a bunch of posts. I took a couple of them and I posted it on the new Facebook page because we're trying to build it back up. But that's what's going on here. Yeah, we're still waiting for them to start here. So there's the Instagram guys. I also have the Gab up. So this is the actual Gab page, our page. And there's all kinds of stuff here. So we're trying to build it up. It is pretty cool. I would say at least go check it out. Gab.ai. And then this guy's is our Patreon page. Now, what's interesting is they've started putting out more features, like similar to some of the other social media places where you can take those little video clips and pictures and they stay for 24 hours, that kind of thing. So they actually have that feature in Patreon, and it works through the app now. So I plan on trying to interact with Patreon a little bit more. I know most of the time people just go there, they sign up, they do their dollar or whatever, 5, 10, whatever they're doing, and then they basically just like leave the site. And I want to try to get more people to actually interact on the page. So I'm going to try to use some more of that. It's just tough to do all of them as one person. It can be a little bit of a challenge. But let's go back to here, guys. This should be starting soon. There we go, guys. The hat. I haven't worn the hat in a while. See, I would put it at full screen and just kind of BS with you guys for a moment here. I just don't want to miss when this starts. I mean, we're so over time right now that I feel like it's going to be starting here any moment. Again, guys, I apologize for the delay here. This isn't us. This is obviously the White House. Scheduled for 8 a.m. We're now sitting at 8:29 a.m. So hopefully this will begin sooner than later. You know what I haven't got a chance to do for you guys on Facebook is show you the photos of the page actually being deleted of what they put, what you see when a page gets deleted. So let me see if I can find that real quick, and I'll just throw that up on the screen to show you guys what happened to Patriot Media as far as it being deleted. So let me see if I can find that graphic, and I'll throw it up there. So give me just a minute. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, let's see if I can. There we go. There we go. So if you've ever had a page deleted, guys, which probably most of you have not, this is what you get to see. So this, if you've ever had something taken down, a post or whatever, it logs you out everything. When you log back in, it pops up these dumb little messages. So this is what I saw when I logged back in a while ago, in between actually when I was on a 30-day Facebook ban. And I don't even remember, somewhere in the middle, I logged back in. This is what I see. Looks like something you posted doesn't follow our community standards. And normally that would be like the post, right? Like a individual post. But for us, it was the entire page. So this is what you guys would see if you have a page taken down. And then they don't give you really any explanation whatsoever. This is it. This is all you get. You get this and then a short little thing just saying that basically you violated some kind of guideline, blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't tell you the guideline. It doesn't tell you what exactly you did. It just takes you down. So I'm just going to leave this up here for a little while so people who jump in on Facebook can see that our old page was in fact deleted. And this is coming from our new page. So if you are watching this on Facebook and you haven't clicked that like button on the page, please go ahead and do that. We are trying to build this page back up. We're still trying to get the old one back, but in the meantime, now that I'm out of my 30-day Facebook 30-day Facebook jail. We're just going to start up a new page and see what happens. And we put a lot of work into the other page, and we're going to put just as much work into this page. It's going to take a little while to get the ball rolling again. It's hard to get the word out without your guys' help. It just really is. So if you guys are just jumping in, we are waiting for the White House here. They're behind schedule. It was scheduled to start at 8 a.m. We're at 8:35. So this is definitely running longer than what was expected. All right, so I've left that up on the screen long enough. Take it down for now. I just wanted the people on Facebook to see. I'm going to have to upload those photos now that I think about it, because I don't believe that anybody. I think I put it on my personal page, but I'll put it on the page so people can see. Did you, Whiskey asks on Periscope, did you get banned from Facebook again? No, actually, right now I am not on a ban. I just got out of a 30-day ban. They deleted my page, Patriot Media, which I had built up for over a year, and it had over 47,000 followers, and Facebook just decided to take it down arbitrarily for whatever reason, which they didn't provide. I really wish they'd get this show on the road here. I've also been tinkering around trying to figure out how to get Skype to work where I can bring in the Skype into this type of broadcast. So I've almost figured it out. Working on a couple of the kinks. So hopefully in the future, that's what we'll have. We'll be able to bring in people. Excuse me. Bring in people from Skype and bring them into the broadcast here and change things. I'm just trying to learn all this stuff. There's a lot involved here, and it's just like one little thing, and it won't work. So I'm just learning the ropes of it. If you guys are on Periscope, you just want to throw up some hearts there. Just tap that screen a little bit. That'd be awesome. Get some hearts going up, and then I'm just hanging out with you guys. I'm hanging out. I wish this would start just like you guys would. It's 8:39. It was scheduled for 8 a.m. So I don't know. I don't have a solution. I don't have an answer. I don't have a solution, except we're just gonna hang out, and it'll get started when it gets started. I wish I had something exciting to play for you guys until they came on. But anything I play, Facebook will probably look for reasons to flag me. Pelosi's rants. Oh my goodness. I mean, well, there's no way I saw all 8 hours of it or whatever it was, but this is. I mean, since we're on that subject, we might as well talk about it. Hell, I mean, we're here. Let me see. I don't know. The thing is I don't know if. Here, let's do this. I'm just going to have to keep checking back. Beard is a disaster this morning. There we go. Make the media great again. Okay. So as far as Pelosi, the Pelosi thing goes, I mean, this is just all they do is just obstruct and just try to make a mockery of everything, really. I mean, turn everything into like some circus clown show. It's just them filibustering. This is what, like, throughout history, the Democrats have consistently filibustered everything that the Republicans have tried to do when it comes to actually helping people or giving rights to people. Okay? The 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment, the Democrats voted against every single one. So what that means is that I believe the largest percentage of Democrats that voted for one of the bills was around like 15 or 20% of them. And that was the most. And then there were ones where they unanimously voted against it. So 0% voted for it. So this is their history, okay? They don't care about anything except staying in power, figuring out what racket they're going to pull next on how they're going to line their pockets. When you look at the worth of these individuals who are like Pelosi, like take a look at her, you see what she's worth and you see what she gets paid, and the numbers don't match up, right? So clearly, and we're not, okay, she's not some wonderful investor or something, okay? She's not. And neither are these other clowns. They're taking money, lobbying, all different types of things. They're just lining their pockets, and that's all they care about. And they're going to go out there and say whatever they need to say to stay in that position. She doesn't actually care about the people, because this is where Trump is so smart. He laid out a path to citizenship for them, which is something that everybody was basically against. Like, I personally don't necessarily agree with that. However, what are you going to do, right? I mean, realistically, when you have this many people here, the logistics of trying to do it any other way could get a little bit expensive and tricky. So, I mean, he laid out a 12-year path to citizenship, right? And coupling that with stopping the border by building the wall, by increasing all the security and everything in order to just protect the border. Now, they don't want that, because they need more people coming here illegally. They need it. This is part of their plan. They cannot survive without the illegals coming over here, coming to vote or whatever the case is. They're just not able to do it. Now, some people will say, oh, well, illegals can't vote or whatever. Okay, in some places they are absolutely voting, okay? Not across the board, but I don't know if you ever guys saw this video on the internet. It was like a waiting room of a doctor's office or something, and this person walks in, and it's filled with people, and this person goes and sits down, and then every whatever it was certain time, everybody just stood up and then sat down, and the person sitting there like, what's going on? And then every few minutes they would do it again. They would stand up and they would look, right, and they would look around like, what's going on? And again, they stand up and sit down. And this repeated a few times until that person that was sitting, that walked in, started to join them, standing up and sitting down. They didn't even know what they're standing up or sitting down for. It's just because the people who were surrounded by this person were all doing it, and this person fell into it like, oh, I don't know what's going on, but okay, up and down. So by injecting the population with a particular mindset or outlook, okay, and we know, based on every statistic that's out there, that people that come to this country illegally, who have voted or who are able to vote, or let's say they don't even vote, but who they support and who they are vocal about, are these people who are basically doing what Pelosi's doing, which is destroying the government and just like really just throwing temper tantrums. Okay. So what I'm basically trying to get at is that if you live in an area and you're not the most strong-headed person as far as knowing facts and knowing what's going on, and all the people around you are basically pitching this left-wing crap, okay, like, because you could have coworkers at some job, it could be anywhere, it could be anything, and you have a relationship with this person, and might be able to be influenced. And so what they're doing is they know that by bringing these people in here, they're going to try to change the social construct of this country. And that's basically what's going on. That's what they're trying to do, guys. I mean, they're trying to change this country fundamentally, not only through them undermining the Constitution, but they're actually physically trying to repopulate the country. And that's what's going on. I'm starting to get a little bit irritated about the White House here, but what we're going to do actually is this. We're just going to try to edit this on the fly here. Hold on. Looks like we're starting.
Mr. President, you know, the history of this event goes back 66 years to the day of President Eisenhower. Each year, we have gathered here to pray for our country and also to express our prayers for God to bless the person and family who occupy the White House. Mr. President, we, along with millions of Americans, pray for you. We pray for God's comfort and wisdom to guide you as you lead this nation in our challenging world. Ladies and gentlemen, the 45th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
There he is. And he's bringing God back, and they don't like that.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Randy, for that very kind introduction. I want to thank you and Congressman Charlie Crist for serving as co-chairs this year. It's an honor to be with so many faith leaders, members of Congress, and dignitaries from all around the world as we continue this extraordinary tradition. I'm very glad to be joined by many members of my cabinet. They're doing a terrific job. I want to extend our appreciation to the First Lady of Rwanda for leading the opening prayer. Thank you. Thank you very much. I also want to thank my two great friends, Mark Burnett and Roma Downey. There's some here. Where are they? They are two terrific people. Stand up, Mark. You deserve it, even though he comes from Hollywood. Roma, thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Major Scotty, Smiley, and Tiffany, we're moved by your faith and your courage and inspired by your service and sacrifice. That was really beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you. And to my friend and everybody's friend, Steve Scalise, we are so glad to have you with us today. Your presence reminds us of Jesus' words, the book of Matthew, with God, all things are possible. You are fantastic. You really are, Steve. Fantastic man. America is a nation of believers, and together we are strengthened by the power of prayer. This morning, our hearts are full of gratitude as we come together for the 66th Annual National Prayer Breakfast. But our hearts are also saddened by the absence of the co-founder of this wonderful breakfast who passed away last year, Doug Coe, who everybody loved. For 60 years, Doug devoted his time and passion to this prayer breakfast and to many other wonderful causes. Today, we are blessed to be joined by Doug's wife, Jan, and two of their sons, David and Tim. Thank you. Thank you very much. Great man. I want to thank you for carrying on Doug's legacy also and bringing our nation together in prayer. You are indeed carrying on his great legacy. Each year, this event reminds us that faith is central to American life and to liberty. Our founders invoked our Creator 4 times in the Declaration of Independence. Our currency declares, "In God we trust." And we place our hands on our hearts as we recite the Pledge of Allegiance and proclaim we are one nation under God. Our rights are not given to us by man. Our rights come from our Creator. No matter what, no earthly force can take those rights away. That is why the words, "Praise be to God," are etched atop the Washington Monument, and those same words are etched into the hearts of our people. So today we praise God for how truly blessed we are to be American. Across our land, we see the splendor of God's creation. Throughout our history, we see the story of God's providence. And in every city and town, we see the Lord's grace all around us through a million acts of kindness, courage, and generosity. We love God. We see the Lord's grace in the service members who risk their lives for our freedom. We see it in the teachers who work tirelessly for their students and the police who sacrifice for our communities, and sacrifice they do. And we see the Lord's grace in the moms and dads who work 2 and 3 jobs to give their children the chance for a better and much more prosperous and happier life. As the Bible tells us, for we are God's handiwork, created in Jesus Christ to do good works. America's heroes rise to this calling. In their selfless deeds, they reveal the beauty and goodness of the human soul. When catastrophic hurricanes struck, first responders and everyday citizens dove into rushing waters to save stranded families from danger, and they saved them by the thousands. Neighbors opened their homes to those in need of food, clothes, shelter. Firefighters braved blinding smoke and flames to rescue children from devastating wildfires. During the horrific shootings, strangers shielded strangers, and police officers ran into a hail of bullets to save the lives of their fellow Americans right in Las Vegas. A terrible day, a terrible night, but such bravery. Families have adopted babies orphaned by the opioid epidemic and given them loving homes. Communities and churches have reached out to those struggling with addiction and shown them the path to a clean life, a good job, and a renewed sense of purpose. And soldiers, sailors, Coast Guardsmen, airmen, and Marines have spent long months away from home defending our great American flag. All we have to do is open our eyes and look around us, and we can see God's hand. In the courage of our fellow citizens, we see the power of God's love at work in our souls and the power of God's will to answer all of our prayers. When Americans are able to live by their convictions, to speak openly of their faith, and to teach their children what is right, our families thrive, our communities flourish, and our nation can achieve anything at all. Together as Americans, we are a tireless force for justice and for peace. We have witnessed this truth over the past year. For years, ISIS had brutally tortured and murdered Christians, Jews, religious minorities, and countless Muslims. Today, the coalition to defeat ISIS has liberated almost 100% of the territory just recently held by these killers in Iraq and all throughout Syria.
That's because we actually have a leader.
Much work will always remain, but we will never rest until that job is completely done, and we are really doing it like never before. We know that millions of people in Iran, Cuba, Venezuela, North Korea, and other countries suffer under repressive and brutal regimes. America stands with all people suffering oppression and religious persecution. Last week, during the State of the Union, the world was inspired by the story of a North Korean defector, Mr. Ji Sung-ho, who is now back in South Korea. Before his escape, when Sung-ho was being tortured by North Korean officials, there was one thing that kept him from losing hope. Over and over again, he recited the Lord's Prayer. He prayed for peace, and he prayed for freedom. And now, as you know, Sung-ho is free and a symbol of hope to millions of people all around the world.
Yeah, we also saw how the Democrats didn't want to stand
Here
for
with
anything.
us today is another symbol of hope. A very brave 9-year-old girl named Sophia Marie Campa Peters. Sophia suffers from a rare disease that has caused her to have many strokes. At one point, the doctors told Sophia that she would not be able to walk. Sophia replied, "If you're only going to talk about what I can't do, then I don't want to hear it. Just let me try to walk." She tried, and she succeeded. And one of her doctors even told her mom, and they're right here in the front row where they should be, this little girl has God on her side.
You know, he recognizes the everyday person and struggles.
Thank you, Sophia. Thank you, Mom. Great mom. I said, do you love your mom? She said, I have a great mom. I love my mom. Right? Just 2 weeks ago, Sophia needed to have a very high-risk surgery. She decided to ask the whole world to pray for her, and she hoped to reach 10,000 people. On January 24th, as Sophia went into surgery, she far surpassed her goal. Millions and millions of people lifted Sophia up in their prayers. Today, we thank God that Sophia is with us, and she's recovering, and she's walking very well.
It's such a nice story.
And I have to say this, Sophia, you may only be 9 years old, but you are already a hero to all of us in this room and all over the world. Thank you, Sophia. Heroes like Sophia come from all across our country and from every different background, but they all share one thing in common. Through their love, their courage, their sacrifice, we glimpse the grace of Almighty God. So today, inspired by our fellow citizens, let us resolve to find the best within ourselves. Let us pray for that extra measure of strength and that extra measure of devotion. And let us seek to build a more just and peaceful world where every child can grow up without violence, worship without fear, and reach their God-given potential. As long as we are true to America's founding and the example that all of these great founders have set, we can all be heroes to everybody, and they can be heroes to us. As long as we open our eyes to God's grace and open our hearts to God's love, then America will forever be the land of the free, the home of the brave, and the light unto all nations. Thank you for this incredible event, and to our wonderful hosts, and thank you to all of our heroes for serving, protecting, and inspiring America each and every day. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So that was a nice little some remarks that he made. You know, great stories that he's telling. You know, it's just amazing to see a real leader who recognizes the everyday person. You know, not the clown show that we've had for the last 8 years, and even before then. To be honest with you, a lot of these people just talk. I mean, these politicians, they just talk. They don't get anything done. He's actually getting stuff done. I mean, we know CNN doesn't want to admit it, but he's actually getting stuff done. Yeah.
President Trump, thank you for being with us and inspiring us today. Our prayers go with you now and until we're together again next year. Ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you, President Trump. We'll ask everyone to remain in their seats until the president.
Yep, so there's that, guys. So, I mean, so basically, it was cool. It was nice. You know, it's nice that he comes to these events. I mean, other people, obviously other presidents have come to these similar things, so this is nothing groundbreaking as far as that goes. But when we look at what we've gone through in the last 8 years of Obama, basically trying to remove God from our lives, remove God from everywhere, any kind of spirituality. I mean, forget whether you even believe in God. I mean, it was just like dry, very dry. The people who were getting recognized by the previous administration were traitors, transgender, that type of that's how he wanted to go. So that's what's going on. Here it was, guys. We just thought we'd bring this to you. Early in the morning, got to get ready for work, but I wanted to have something cool this morning. If I saw this was up, so I thought we should do it. Guys, don't forget to join our Gab page, gab.ai/Patriot Media. And also, if you like what we're doing here at Patriot Media, feel free to become a patron at patreon.com/Patriot Media. With that, guys, I will talk to you soon. And also make sure you follow us in the other places. I do like little Instagram stuff sometimes throughout the day, some Periscopes here and there. So these kind of broadcasts we also do stuff like this. So if you're new, give us a like, give us a follow, and we will talk.